This is the kind of evening that we're having. And I'm excited about it.
I'm about to be appreciated. I'm about to be my most unprofessional tonight.
Let's take one step at a time.
There is no such thing as unprofessional. I'm using that, by the way. There's no such thing as unprofessional here.
Well,
the reason that I'm doing that this stream functions the way it does is because I did this shit professionally and I hated it. Okay, I didn't hate it. I loved it. I just didn't like how like disconnected it felt when we were, you know, it didn't feel like authentic. I like seeing.
oh no, you don't.
I like seeing y'all and y'all authentic selves. You don't eat any of your food. She's not that kind of cat.
I don't put anything past cats.
That's fair.
I love cats. I don't put shit past them.
Why not? What if that's what they need? What if they need shit to pass them?
Shut up.
It's verbal warfare here.
No life.
In the Good Game apartment.
Can't have shit.
What happened? Is your are you talking about the verbal warfare?
Yeah, I can't have shit here.
You're right, because there have been so many times where I have had to hear wit and humor.
From who, Lee?
From you.
What?
Yes.
That sound like Cap.
Both wit and humor.
That sound like Cap.
Get out of here. See what I'm talking about? This is what I mean. It's exactly what I mean. It's like you embody a lot of what makes. This is gonna sound a little weird. Actually, no. You keep the child in your heart. It's there.
I tried.
I almost said some really weird shit. I'm not gonna tell you what it was.
You gotta be kidding me.
Not see. This is what I'm talking about. It's exactly shit that I'm talking about, and I love it. I am extremely honored to have you here. I don't think the door being open is gonna cause a problem, so I think we'll be okay.
Sure.
Yeah, because honestly,
It's barely noticeable
Yeah.
from the meter, so.
exactly, it's not there. If anything, it'll just create awesome atmosphere for the background.
I'm talking about that door.
Yeah, that door. Your door is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that door is fine.
Almost called it.
So we're live, yeah?
We're super live.
That.
And this individual, to whomever is on the waves of the air, this individual is, some said phenomenal. They've been a part of the Avengers. I'm gonna just call them Uncanny.
Oh, Lord.
This is the Uncanny Imp.
Thanks for having me, Cap. How you doing tonight?
Thank you so much for coming. I'm super excited. I get really happy when I get to do these anyway. I think we've hung out enough outside of me, just because, you know, we all see each other randomly here and there, that I'm like particularly excited. Because I always have a great time when we're hanging out. It's always fun.
Likewise.
We're gonna watch some Kung Fu later. It should be tight.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna stop this real quick so it's not in my ear. There we go. Imp,
Yeah.
what you been up to?
Shit, that's a good question. What have I been up to? Trying to sleep. That's not been happening.
Trying to sleep.
Yeah. As I told you before we started streaming, I stayed up to like 3 a.m. last night. I was at Cartridge last night. Big shout out to Hunter, Blake, the whole team that's there.
Huge shout out to Cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping it real, keeping it tight too.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for this event that I'm doing Monday with Francois and Ace Woe. I believe Automatic Bazooty is going to be pulling through to do glitch visuals with Francois.
Nice.
We're calling it Cannibal Ox, AUX.
Where's that at?
Box Social. It's basically, you remember Auxilla at Controllerize? For those tuning in, Auxilla was basically a show and tell for beat makers at Controllerize. You plug in your equipment via an aux cable, you get 5 minutes to show what beats you've been making. So that's basically what we're doing. We were put together by Black Cubes, and he was like, "You have my blessing, make a thing."
Okay.
So that's what we're doing.
I'm glad to fucking hear it. And it's gonna be at Boggs Social.
Boggs Social over in Weston on White Street, 1310 White Street Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia. Entry fee is $0.00.
Okay.
Sign up fee is $0.00.
You just gotta come with the list.
Yeah.
You gotta come and sign up.
Yeah, sign up on the list.
What's
List
the
goes
cap?
live 7:00.
What's the cap for the list? Is there a cap?
However many we can fit in before I think we're ending at 11:00.
What time we starting?
Sign ups at 7, music's at 8.
3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's about to be sexy.
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna map out Boggs. I think we're gonna go. I'm gonna go. You wanna go? You wanna go, Q? Hell yeah. My Monday nights are generally the freest of the week.
Bet.
So, well, most of my. It's not true. I don't allow them to be. Anyway, I'm glad you all are restarting the experience again. This is, for those who don't know, at least this is Auxilla's particularly personal to me, because that's where I spent a lot of time in Controllerize. I thought it was extremely impressive, the energy that was being brought and the people that were showing up. And all of those people, I took pictures of those lists from Auxilla, and I reached out to all those people when I started GudGameTV, because I saw Auxilla doing the promoting at Controllerize. I thought that was really cool. I was like, how can I do this too in another way that's not exactly the same? And here we are.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anyway. Sorry, I haven't eaten.
Take your time, fam.
Are you from Georgia?
Born and raised.
What part?
I was born DeKalb Medical.
DeKalb Medical?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what the area is called?
It's like Decatur, North Decatur.
Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that it was DeKalb Medical. I thought it was just DeKalb.
I mean, it's changed the name. It's like the Outreach at Emory or some shit like that. But it used to be DeKalb Medical when I was born there.
Interesting.
No, I will not give y'all my birth time.
Can you tell me your birth time?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm looking.
Next thing you know, you're gonna want to know like what street I grew up on, what was my childhood best friend's name, what was the name of my favorite pet, my mama's maiden name.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what I was about to ask you next. We've talked before. You've traveled around a lot. You've moved around a lot around Atlanta. You've been a busybody. All that moving has continued and persisted through your entire life. Now you're moving differently. So, with all the moving that you've done, what moved you? I was trying to think of a witty way to use moved. I'm around a lot of wit here. Y'all don't understand. Like, when Uncanny Imp is, when I'm in their presence, I'm sitting here like, I'm just waiting for the pun. And so, between you and another one of my friends, very clever individuals, I just try to prepare myself to have a combat of wit. Just so I can test my strengths and get stronger. Because I'm weak in comparison. Truly. Anyway, what moved you to music?
So like in high school, people would like battle rap. And there was this one point where in one of my classes, some dude is just rapping loudly at me in my ear, and I wanted no part of it because I just didn't care. And I was like, I wonder if I could do this. And so I got into battle rapping, and then after that it was like, I like punchlines and wordplay and shit, but I feel like I could talk about things other than how much better I am as someone else at rapping or insulting everything about their life that I really don't care about. So it partially was like a means for me to just express myself and get into like, I don't know, no one can really tell you to shut up when a song's recorded.
Yeah.
So I could say whatever the fuck I want on wax at that point. As far as like the instrumental side of things, I was looking online for like beats, and I was like, well, people are charging for beats. I'm 14 years old at the time. I ain't got money. Excuse me. So at that point I was like, well, even if I did have money, a lot of the stuff that was going on around that time was like Johnny Giuliano beats and stuff in a similar vein. I'm like, I'm not really interested in any of this. All right. FL Studio demo. Cool. I can save projects, but I can't open them. FL Studio Pirate Bay. And now somewhere over the past, 14, 15 years or so, it's evolved into me going to Ableton and SP404s and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I've tried a myriad of DAWs in my day. Fucking hate Pro Tools. Cubase is alright. Audacity's not really made for like mixing anything, but it's fine to just get raw stems recorded in and then you can like bounce those to another program.
Is that so? You walk around with a recorder. I'm turning my phone down just to make sure.
Yeah, I have a recorder sitting on the desk. It's gonna make noise once we hit the 10-minute mark.
So, do you put what you have on your recorder through Audacity, or do you just put it through anything?
Oh, I mean, usually what I record here is just stuff for reference. So like, I'll record demos on there because I don't like writing something out and then just going into my DAW to record vocals, reading everything. I want to just do a rough cut slapdash recording. Oh Lord, stop that! Get some help. So I like to record a demo just so I have a frame of reference for it. How are my lyrics going? Do I need to change how I'm pacing myself? Can I fit more syllables here? Do I need to remove syllables? And I'll just get it memorized. So when I do my final recording, it's basically 1 to 2 takes. I just know what I need to do at that point.
Okay. Damn. So you're not much of a writer when it comes to. Do you write? Actually, let me ask you.
Plenty.
That. You do? Okay.
Plenty. My favorite way to write is pen and pad.
Okay.
But I've been taking a lot to my phone just because I don't always have my pad with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes pen runs out of ink. My honest preferred way is typing, but my keyboard's fucked up right now.
Oh.
So.
I'm sure we know.
Yeah, but you know, whatever I gotta do to get my lyrics down, I'm going to do it.
Okay. Hell yeah. So, what you did? You said Johnny Glasgow.
Johnny Giuliano.
Johnny Giuliano. It sounded very Italian in my brain, and that's where I went. It was Glasgow, which probably isn't as Italian as anyway. What was it about those his particular music you didn't quite care for, and what were you more drawn to at the time?
All of that was just like whatever pop radio hit you heard on the radio. That was a tautology if I've ever said one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like whatever you heard on the radio, that was basically it. And I was like, okay, I mean, it's cool. It's just not stuff I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. Like growing up, I like listening to rock music and jazz music. So
hell yeah.
Those were things I was just more drawn to. But in a hip hop sense, it was more so the jazz side of things. I do enjoy still including rock elements into my tracks, but things that, you know, incorporate modal changes, fancy chord progressions, and sometimes really minimalist, sparse instrumentation is more my bread and butter.
Okay. Do you? What was some of the rock that you liked growing up?
Incubus.
Okay. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With open arms and open eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I was really big into Incubus. My favorite record in particular is A Crow Who Left with a Murder, which was the record they dropped during early George W. Bush administration. Yeah. When I was in high school, I'm certain I could quote like every line off of all their mainline records at that point. None of their B-sides, except for like Crowded Elevator, which was on, I think that was on the Japanese release of Make Yourself, if I'm not mistaken. Might have been Morning View, but I think it was Make Yourself. So that's like the only B-side I knew like word for word back then, at least.
What were some of the other elements of like your life that you wanted to apply to the music that you were making? You were 14 at the time, starting to make music.
I mean, shoot. What did I even talk about now? I don't know. Like, I was a dork. So like I was like referencing like cartoons and shit. I still do that.
Yeah.
So not much has changed. I think if anything, my lyricism back then was probably a lot more cookie cutter than it is now. I've taken a lot of time to like dive down the history of who I like to listen to, what makes their punchlines work, what makes them not work, what is doing the bare minimum. How can I jazz up my flow a little bit to keep things from being monotonous, stuff like that.
Damn. So how do you think you've changed over the course of like you making music? Are there any particular I want to use the word eras. I'm gonna just use eras and times. It all mean the same thing. Versions, better, way better. Versions. How many different versions would you say you've gone through?
I don't know. I am a human, so like we all change, like whether it's year to year or day to day. So I've seen like I don't even know how to answer this truthfully. I don't know. Like I could say now in my life I'm a lot more jaded.
Okay.
I know I like crack jokes and shit, and I like to make people laugh and shit. I'm quite a depressed person. Music industry is not helps. Like music itself, great, excellent. I get to express myself. I've met a lot of cool people through it. I've gotten to see a lot of sights and places that I would not have seen had I not been doing it. But that also comes with seeing how shitty it can be. Like I've seen a lot of stuff where people will do like false advertisement of like, yeah, you want to come to this venue, it's free to perform at, come on, all right, sounds like an open mic, great, go there. Nah, it's free to perform, you gotta pay to get in. Why didn't you just say that on the flyer? Right. So you'll pick up on like little things like that going throughout the city and just realizing the agenda to get people there. I assume a lot of people are like, well, we're already here, we might as well pay it. Just no, it's fucking stupid.
Do you see that those kind of behaviors persisting still, or is that something that
I mean, these are things I didn't know when I was like a teenager. I was a bedroom producer up until my mid-20s. At that point I was like, okay, I have some direction of where to go now. I know some open mics and shit. I'm gonna go out and explore the world and see what I can find and what stupid shit I can get into, and what smart shit I can get into, and what middle of the road shit I can get into. So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Do because you know what, I'm very present. Don't laugh at me. I'm very present. I'm very present. And so I'm also just following. I'm like, hell yeah, part of me like kind of remembers. Oh, okay. Catching up and laughing. Anyway, gotcha. You were talking about being jaded.
Mm-hmm.
And these experiences have been like constantly going on where people aren't, it sounds like, being treated as fairly as they should be.
I mean, that's just one example. Like,
what other examples are there?
There is a certain venue in the city. I'm not going to oust their name, but I played a show at one venue with some of my friends and a touring act. And I'm friends with the sound engineer that worked that night. We go back to long before she was even a sound engineer. And she's like, yeah, they put some beers in the back room for you, which has always been a customary thing there. So we're like, oh, sick, cool. Later on, one of the people working there was like, y'all did really well in ticket sales, so we decided to get y'all some more customary beer. Cool. Show ends, we all leave. They charged us for it.
They charged you for the beers?
Yes, the customary beers. The customary beers they charged us for.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you all were performing too. I know what you're talking about. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's another example of some shitty shit. Tautologies. all night tonight.
Look, I'm here for it.
But yeah, there's like tons of like weird shit you'll just see in the industry in general. I was watching this one video a long time ago. What is his name? Jerry Mouse looking motherfucker. DJ Academic, sorry.
Oh wow.
DJ Academics was talking about knowing this one group who got signed to a label, and they got like a $2 million advance, and they were like, okay, well, we could take like $60,000-$70,000 of this money, and we can build our own recording studio, so we don't have to pay back as much for the advance. And the label was like, did you read your contract? In your contract, you have to record at this set list of recording studios. Those recording studios are ones they own.
Oh. So, wait.
So, that money that they're spending not only goes back to the label,
yeah,
but that's not counted as part of them recouping their advance.
Right. So, they still have to make the money that they were given. Anyway, even though they're doing shit, that's fucked.
Yeah. Have you seen like Migos?
Yeah.
Their deal with their
No.
Migos being signed to what is it, Quality Control?
Mm-hmm.
Their lawyer, was it their lawyer or their manager? I think it was their lawyer, was provided to them by their label. Conflict of interest.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the lawyer is going to want to do whatever
The label tells them to do.
whatever gets them the most money.
Right.
So yeah, you could look at Summer Walker. Her deal was she gets like 15% of all her money, and they gave her a car, and that was her deal.
And this is just so that people do this with labels just so they can have like marketing and shit.
I don't see the big point of labels in a lot of senses. Like if we look at it in a modern day aspect, like a lot of people are getting massive careers through the internet, right? And by that time, that's usually when labels are looking at them in this era.
Right.
Like if we want to look at like 1960s, 70s, 80s, it's like, oh, they have a really cool sound. Let's sign them. Now it's like, this person's really popping online. Let's scoop them up before another label does and put them back in this cycle of bullshit where they can get scammed. So yeah, it's fucked.
As you go through this experience, as you've been going through this experience in music, do you find, I want to ask you, this is one of the main questions I want to ask you, what are you more afraid of? Failure or success?
I view them both the same.
Okay. How so? I guess not even how so. Why do you view them both the same?
So, let's look. I'm going to phrase this through a lot of things that I've seen through other people first, and then apply it to myself. So, someone fails at something, and it's not my fault. People just don't understand it. Yada yada, blah blah blah. I get really upset, sometimes jaded, whatever. Someone has a big success. It's kind of easy to get big-headed about it, or get a really big "I'm better than you" attitude, or whatever. And for me, I don't want to be either of those. Even if, and sometimes it's the reverse, where like I can get really jaded if something does well, because I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever top this or whatever, or I don't know how I wanted to finish that sentence. It doesn't matter. If I view my successes and failures the same way, that basically means no matter what it is I go through, I'm still going to create. I want to do something that is not me trying to get lazy because something did well, I can get lazier. I don't see the need. Something did poorly, I have to improve my sound. It might not be a matter of me improving my sound. Maybe I just didn't market it correctly, or maybe it just didn't find the avenue it was supposed to find at that time. I'm just going to be myself regardless at the end of the day. I'm just human like everyone else.
I rock with that. That's dope. I can't say I've ever heard that before from anyone. Not necessarily that I've asked this question a ton, but I've been asked this question by other people and in other situations, or I've heard other answers, and it's usually one or the other. You're viewing it from a very neutral standpoint that isn't, while also not giving yourself the space to be content with what you do. You're always, sounds like you're always trying to like innovate on top of you. Like, you are constantly challenging yourself. So I guess, damn, that's fucking tight. I like that. That's really fucking cool. Where do you find that you want to improve as you like more immediately? Say like this, I want to do like, it's not like a resolution thing, but this year, what are some of your goals to improving how you reach people, to improving your sound, to just improving your experience in the music industry right now?
I don't know how to answer that.
I'm here with the real questions. This is...
I honestly don't know how to answer that. I'm a little confounded.
Okay.
I don't know. As far as like my sound goes, like I've been getting into sounds that I don't usually explore. Like you've heard a lot of my discography. You know, I'm typically on jazz, hot, boom-bappy, lo-fi-ish stuff, and I'm getting out of that realm a little bit, just because. Not that I couldn't continue doing that and be fine, but I'm enjoying seeing how the change of sound kind of changes my whole creation process, how it like makes me find aspects of myself that I didn't think I would find through sound creation. As far as lyric matter goes, flowing on trap beats and drill beats and shit it calls for different cadences than you would find generally speaking on boom bap instrumentation. Of course you can like intermix them or whatever, but it's just a different process, and changing that process changes the entire outcome. It's just, you know, it's fun, it's challenging, it's just finding new ways to be myself. I don't know if that answered your question.
No, it does.
Okay,
it does.
Cool.
You're testing, you're experimenting right now with new sounds and experiences, and that sounds like a decent amount of what you're doing this year, which, as you were speaking about that, it got me thinking about the people that you're also working with to do that. I've heard you working, heard you on some songs with Ali Sahir from last year, on The Magician. I understand that you're working with Fendi Pendergrass right now. Are those experiences a part of this experimenting?
No.
Interesting.
No. If anything, the stuff that I'm doing with Fendi Pendergrass, it's different for me in the sense that he is a huge fan of like really slow tempos, and his words, I'm just gonna shit out a Griselda beat. So like he'll give me stuff that calls for like insert 1990s Wu-Tang, Nas, Notorious Big shooting Westside Gun, hey yo boom doop 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 type MC.
Who's that on the kitty bed?
On the kitty bed.
Boom, 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 boom.
But nah, like he makes stuff generally like that, and he's like, I feel like you should do something with this. I'm like, I'm Fendi. I'm not out here trying to make raps about murdering people. Like this isn't what I do. You know what I do. I just think you'd sound nice on it. It doesn't matter if I sound nice on it. Does it fit things that I would usually speak about, or even things I wouldn't normally speak about? But like, you know, can I find areas that fit these type of instrumentations? He has things that are very, very much like, I feel like I'm Isabelle inside of Doom. Isabelle from Animal Crossing. That's basically how I feel when I'm with Fendi Pendergrass. Like. And he's like, but you spit hard shit. I'm like, I can't just spit battle raps for 10, 11, 12 songs a piece. I could, but I don't want to. Let me tell stories. Let me talk about cartoons. Let me talk about fucking, I don't know, Taco Bell and skateboarding zombies. I don't fucking know.
I love it though. I mean, isn't this a part of the like the process though, the experimenting?
I guess.
In the same vein.
I guess. I mean, I feel like the stuff that I've done with Fendi Pendergrass, I've kind of like it's sort of like a distilled me partially.
Okay.
So, is it me putting my my entire foot forward? No, it's about 3/4 of my foot. I'm dipping my toes into the type of lyrical stuff I would normally do. I've had some areas where I get to be weird. I got to talk about like paintings I like or cartoons that I don't, from aspects that I don't think people would necessarily get what I'm talking about first listen type shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you any of that tonight, but whenever that's ready, you'll know.
Okay. I think it's interesting. I hope you find a space to be able to put your full self into all full foot.
I've already taken a fair amount of beats from him that I set aside. That's not for the one we're doing. I'm like, so this will be for the next one. I instead of you just sending me shit, I'm picking out your batch.
Interesting.
Yeah. So these are the ones I'm going to be using for whatever follows this up, because concepts. He really wants me to have something drop. Like, he sends me a beat, he's expecting something like next day, and I'm like, I need time to come up with concepts. Dude.
Right.
I'm not trying to just do a bunch of one-off tracks for a whole record. I want things to carry over, have some sort of loose concept throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's about where I'm at.
Okay, dope. I love that you're putting so much thought into the music that you're creating and where your lyrics are going over anyone's beats. That gives me hope or exactly towards what I was just saying, is that you are going to be able to put your foot forward into whatever else is a part of someone else's style. I thought it was interesting that you were saying that, like, you started rapping because or started making beats, because you didn't hear what you wanted to rap over. A lot of times I have the sense, or personally, I think that things like that can narrow the focus. Sometimes, though, when you're starting out, I understand why. It helps to have a foundation and know where you are as an artist and as a creative, and know where to work from and how to do what you're doing now, which is pulling from different individuals and working with different individuals. That's super fucking dope to me. I spoke to a couple of albums that you did, or not that you did. We talked about those earlier. You did put out Machiz today, which I think we'll talk about in a little bit in this next question, because I really like the way that album was put together. If you all haven't heard Machiz today, you should fucking listen to it. It's a solid fucking piece of work.
Thank you.
A zombie apocalypse album? Like, what the fuck? I loved it. It was great. I was listening to it again today, and it reminded me how much I enjoyed it when I was listening to it last year. To that, what was one of your highlights of last year? What are some of your highlights of last year? Let's say it that way. I went to a couple different things with you. So I could imagine there were a few.
The one I think looks best on my EPK is probably when I got to play at this Planned Parenthood rally. So historical context, the United States was like, all right, so Roe v. Wade, we're gonna redact that, and Planned Parenthood was like, we're gonna do this huge ass rally in front of the Capitol at Liberty Park. And I get this email. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Oh, they want me to play for Planned Parenthood. This aligns with my politics. Let's go. So I was like 6,000-7,000 people, something like that I got to play in front of. I got to basically say fuck cops in a park that's surrounded by cops in front of the Capitol. I did another song of mine called Testify, wherein I kidnap a politician in the song, or the character in the song kidnaps a politician. I didn't kidnap no politician.
Nope. You didn't. Not here.
I mean,
or at all.
Don't say it like that.
As I look at the stream suspiciously, they've never kidnapped a politician. Just FBI, I know you're watching Twitch or whoever in the future.
But no, I got to do a song where in the nameless character of the song, the nameless protagonist of the song kidnaps a politician.
Nameless, huh?
Look, fam.
It's okay. Go.
Look, fam. So I got to do that in front of the Capitol, and I was like, I'm having a grand time. My point of contact for the day, I ran into her later, and I was like, yeah, I didn't know if I was allowed to do songs like that here, so I just went ahead and did it without telling anyone. She was like, we're all A-cab here, let's go. And I was like, yes! So
Politics, I've heard you speak, not necessarily speak specifically about them, but your politics that you speak to are in quite a few of your albums and a lot of your music. Where would you say you lean on that spectrum? Where would you say you are on the political spectrum of things? Like, what's your thinking?
I lean to the left.
Okay.
And by lean, I mean I put my right foot on the left side and I put my left foot on the left side. I'm a leftist.
Okay.
So if you want to call me a communist, if you want to call me an anarchist, I will accept either one. So yeah.
It's okay. I'm not a boomer. I'm not gonna call you a commie.
You could.
I don't personally care. But I was interested.
I'm an alt-righter.
An alt-white.
I'm an alt-righter. I'm not.
It's an alt-whiter. I was like, oh no.
No, I'm not an alt-righter. Although I still like my guns. So.
Hey, I mean, you know what?
I don't like how they're commonly used, but I do like guns. So.
You use the term Sentinels
X-Men shit.
in Children of the Atom.
Yeah.
What was that an allegory for? What are Sentinels an allegory for? When I heard the
Police.
song, oh, okay.
Like Sentinels, like Guardians, Police. You've read or seen X-Men, I'm certain of. Yeah.
Yes.
The giant robots in there are called Sentinels, which are basically an allegory for cops. The entirety of the record Children of the Atom was kind of exploring my brain through the allegory of the mutant that's presented in Marvel Comics. So you can see that throughout songs like Testify, where in the kidnapping of Senator Robert Kelly, who was, the dude in Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
There's Giant Robot Week, which has the chorus "Dog, I Hate Sentinels" in reference to both Police and Sentinels within X-Men Comics, and other giant robots referenced in that song because it kind of went along with the title. Took the title from a segment that aired on Toonami a long time ago.
I fuck with it. That was one of the original promos for Toonami. It was showing Gigantor, Big O, Gundam. It was beautiful. The Giant Robot Week promo was awesome. That whole era of Toonami was beautiful. Why X-Men? I mean, even in your name, it harps to X-Men being the Uncanny Imp. Like, why them? What is it about the X-Men that, like, why do they mean so much to you?
So this is gonna start really small.
Okay.
And then it's going to get really stupid.
Do
it. So using the name Imp, the at for Imp is taken on everything. So I was like, well, what could I do? Because Imp is just a name. So I was thinking people will pick up on. No one calls them the Uncanny X-Men. They just call them the X-Men. Yeah. No one calls Spider-Man the Amazing Spider-Man. They just call him Spider-Man. The Incredible Hulk is like the exception to the rule.
He is.
No one says the Invincible Iron Man, etc., etc.
The Mighty Thor.
Yeah. I'm a huge Doom nerd, and I was like, all right, MF Doom, Dr. Doom, Magneto. Okay, X-Men, the Uncanny Imp becomes the handle online. So that's how that starts. I spent a lot of time reading X-Men comic books, and I was like, I would be down to try to incorporate a lot of these into a record, a la an food kind of thing. But it's not about food at all. It's about comics and the mutant allegory itself.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see how many different ways I could flip the mutant allegory on its head to talk about different things within social standards. So that record touches on everything from my own depression. It talks about like the rights, the reproductive rights of people. It talks about over policing, hatred of politicians having very, very stupid ideas on how they should run people.
Yeah.
And, you know, a bunch of other things that you just jam together and boom, record.
So I think you'd be the right person to ask this question to. As a side note, to actually listening to Children of the Atom, which you should also listen to Children of the Atom as well. It's a great album. It's fucking tight.
Go on TheUncannyImp.com for more.
Yes, do that, especially. TheUncannyImp.com. TheUncannyImp.com?
Mm-hmm.
TheUncannyImp.com. Why do you think this is gonna be a really grand question?
A really what question?
A very grand question.
Oh,
to some degree. Okay, so I want to make this very clear. I gave Imp a list of questions that I was gonna ask them before the interview, like a day or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
Those were placeholder questions that I really want to know, and also there are gonna be more questions, as you can already tell. Anyway, why do you think people give the government so much power? Like, I don't think shit like Roe v. Wade should happen at all anyway. Like, if you're gonna have a business, Are you
talking about the redaction of it, or
the existence of it? There should be no reason in hell that politicians have control over anything or any say around a woman's body. Or how women need to be protected.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I just want to say for context before someone like listens to this recording and it's like, Cap hates women. What I'm picking up is that you're saying that women should have the rights to do whatever they want.
100%.
But at the same time, like, it's stupid that we have to make it a law in order to have these things affirmed. It should just be a thing.
Yeah.
Bet. Cool.
Why do you think people give the government so much power to make those affirmations?
Do you want?
You can say what you want.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck. We're here to talk.
Okay, so the thing known as the American government has for God, how do I want to word this? For better or worse, the American government is basically brainwashed swaths of the entirety of the population. A lot of people are out here like, yeah, revolutions don't ever work. Those things are fake, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what do you mean? There's a history of revolutions that have proven to be successful. We could look at the Haitian Revolution, the rent riots, the American Revolution, if you want to take that into account.
Look at France's mini revolution.
Absolutely fucking lootly. You can look at all these different things like that. But the American government in and of itself has taken note of a lot of things on how to control how people think. Mm-hmm. So if we want to let's look at victims of the African diaspora, for example. Mm-hmm. So victims of the African diaspora were not allowed to learn how to read. Mm-hmm. And the Bible, which a lot of people who are victims of the descendants of people part of the African diaspora are Christians. Mm-hmm. And so slave owners would be like, yeah, slavery was cool in this book, right? Right? Guess what you're in now? Yeah. Let's look at school textbooks. Mm-hmm. How long?
Tell them about it. Oh my God, I know where this is going.
Let's look at school textbooks. Besides the American Revolution, mm-hmm. which is bigging up the hegemonic system that we all live under, mm-hmm. what revolutions did they talk about? American textbooks. School children.
You could call it the Civil Rights Movement revolution to some degree.
Malcolm X. Did we talk about him?
No. Well, in kids ones, it depends. Today, probably not.
I have never seen Malcolm X or the Black Panther Party.
See,
I have not seen any of them referenced in American school books when I was in public school.
Okay, I'll tell you why. That's because you're in the South. Deeply.
Oh, yeah. Valid points were made. Valid points were made. But
that's primarily the reason.
But you know who's heralded across the entirety of the United States? Martin Luther King. Now, they will ignore parts of him. Like, no one ever mentions after he was assassinated, we basically rioted for like a week straight, and that led to the signing of the Civil Rights Act. That connection is not ever made. It's just he died, and sometime later, Civil Rights Act was signed. They ignore the fact that there was a shit ton of rioting prior to that. He's used as a scapegoat to say, yeah, you should be non-violent and peaceful. Let's look at today. Tortuguita died recently. An activist defending the Wilani Forest against the construction of Cop City. Okay. What was going on before that? You have a series of people living inside of the forest, trying to make sure that it is not torn down, so that they can build this giant, stupid structure, so that they can train cops from around the United States in a mock urban setting, and which would be a hell of a lot cheaper than sending them over to Israel to train with the IDF. Yeah. Also, free Palestine. Just have to say that. So that's kind of why they want to make that shit, right? Yeah. No, people are protesting, quote unquote, peacefully, right? We're not doing any shit. Twerk gets shot and gets killed. People start rioting. Andre Dickens and Raphael Warnock both on Twitter like, you can't do that. Stop that. This is not how you protest. You're supposed to protest peacefully. You can't use violence against. What the fuck do you want us to do? What, like, how are we supposed to get shit done if we're doing things your way and nothing changes? You're still going through with your plans if we sit idly by. The state has a monopoly on violence. It has a monopoly on your education. It has a monopoly on the entirety of your livelihood. If it has all these systems combined, we can't do anything, right? I mean, we can, but education and action, which sometimes includes physical violence, is absolutely necessary, right?
Yeah, gotta throw hands. Look, I'm a fan of throwing hands.
Like, hypothetically speaking, I slap the shit out of you. You're not gonna be like, I turned the other cheek. No, you're gonna try to beat my ass, right?
I'm not gonna try to beat your ass if you smack.
If
this was like a real situation, you ran.
If I decked you in the face like 3 times in a row,
then we fighting. Yeah,
precisely. But I'm not going to suddenly stop harming you because he's being so nice. He didn't hit me back. You know what? I see the error of my ways. I can't fight you. No. Yeah. The only way I'm gonna learn not to do that is if you beat my ass back, right?
Yeah.
So I might be losing sight of my initial argument, but so basically, United States is like, you control over how we learn, what kind of narratives they push out in media. Most of the media is owned by what? The Murdoch family, I think. They own like Washington Post, New York Post, Fox, etc. A bunch of other news media outlets, and they can decide what they put out into the world. Yeah. So if you have someone who is watching TV and sees that and it's like, okay, these people are probably smart, I'm gonna accept their opinion. No critical thinking, no idea to look to a resource like independent that is not owned by these groups. No idea as far as like oh god, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah. If you're not like looking at other forms of media or talking to people who were there or seeing the words of people who were in whatever situation is going on, I think the big one right now that's on everyone's mind is Cop City. We're from here. I'm from here. You live here. But because we're both living in Atlanta, we know swath about Cop City before a lot of other forms of media even had an idea what it was. It was basically up until Tort died that it became a national issue. Right. Whereas before it was just us talking about it. Monopoly on violence, monopoly on education, monopoly on money. You know how hard it is to do shit any kind of way without money?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very deep.
Yeah, and the American workforce is basically designed to keep you tired and unable to go out and do any form of protest, whether it's non-violent or violent. It wants to keep you dumb. It wants you to have your forms of entertainment. We'll promote anything on fucking TV. We'll promote anything on the fucking radio, whether it's sex, drugs, rock and roll. But
especially if it's sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Damn Skippy. Damn Skippy. But the second anyone is making anything remotely of a political statement, that could be blackballed, that could be reframed, a la the Dr. King argument I made earlier, where we ignore a lot of his leftist tendencies and just talk about, oh, but he was nonviolent, and that's why you got the Civil Rights Act. No, motherfucker. It's
interesting. I think you can find one thing I don't hear a lot that I heard a long time ago and looked into. I'll paraphrase what was said. He fought so hard for integration and desegregation, things of that nature. And when they finally got it, when it was finally provided, he said, "I may have basically like put my people inside of a burning house." It's the long and short. It's like there's paraphrased. There's a more specific quote, but like even he realized once shit was all said and done, and papers were being signed, and it seemed like everything was a W. You realize where you actually are. It's one of those things where I heard a quote, or a buddy of mine told me, people want to put all their problems on the table until they see other people's problems, and they want to put their problems back to them. Problems aren't as bad as other people's. There's a lot of shitty stuff going on. You touched on a lot of really interesting historical points. I think the church, and during the African diaspora, that being a distraction in a lot of ways to the Africans from like who they are, their history, as part of the assimilation, as part of the process. It all speaks to the control.
I have no clue where my ancestors are from.
Neither do. Well, I have an idea, but to the media, that would be a belief, and it would have a lot of other words associated with it, so we won't go there.
Okay.
And yeah, no, it's fucked. It's really, really fucked. We are inside of a burning building in a lot of ways. I do personally try to, work within the system to do what I want in the system. That's like an thought process I take that keeps me moving forward and keeps me also from giving a fuck about what goes on in news media because it's controlled by other people. That shit's largely meant to be dramatic and to me also to some degree distracting.
Not all of it.
Not a lot of it. Some of it can be very, very informative. That's personally why I like stations like NPR. I really like NPR a lot. So I'll, listen to fucking. You can't have. It's hard to be as connected to music at an international level without the radio. At a cultural level without the radio. So just the radio as that medium, as an example, I dig it, but I'm conscious about the news that I'm receiving. I think this era that we're in of seeing people be murdered is asinine.
Oh, dude.
I think that shit is nuts.
Dude, I got one for you. So, lynchings used to be put...
public display.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what's
happening now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, back in the day, that was used twofold. One, for the entertainment of people who are in hegemonic positions and don't have to suffer from from the same things the people who are being lynched or being suffered from. And two, it was a reminder to anyone who was an other, i.e. anyone with an ounce of melanin in their skin, this could be you.
Yep. Talk that shit. I'm hip. This year, as we go forward, what are you looking forward to?
I'll tell you what.
Excuse me?
I'll tell you what.
One more time?
I'll tell you what.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I hope that the King of the Hill reboot comes out this year. I don't know if it will, but I hope it does.
Okay.
Outside of that, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to hear a lot of new music. If I wanted to name names in particular, who I want to hear new music from, Alisa here is up there. Good friend of mine. I am deeply invested in hearing what he does, just because he made a whole trip down here, became homies with me, and I'm like, this kid is on to something.
Yeah, this kid is on to something.
Yeah,
that
so
kid is on to something.
Not to like oust anyone else, because there's tons of other people making cool shit. I'm just
Definitely
personally invested in his career. Shoot, what else am I looking for? Memes. I think memes. I'm a millennial. I have to.
Here for it.
Like, I'm always looking for what new memes are going to come out every year, because I live in America. This place fucking sucks. I need to have some form of entertainment, whether if it's just a brief JPEG image that pops up on my feed. Those 15 seconds of entertainment can mean a lot to me. I want more memes. I can't wait to see what new food I could try. I want to make new music. Is there anything else I want to do? Is there anything else I want to do? I'm excited to see what cool shows I do this year. I don't know what they will be or how they're going to come up quite yet. They'll find me when it's time.
I like that energy. I have an idea I want to talk to you about later. I think I might have talked to you about it already. I might not.
Anything's possible.
This happened more recently. I think I've talked to a few people, but I don't think me and you've talked about it yet.
We can talk about it off stream.
Oh, most definitely. It's very kung fu related, so there is that.
Okay.
What? Tread light? No, you don't have. Yeah, don't worry about treading lightly here. Also, that dude is my brother. That dude right there.
What's up, ambience? What's up, Sid?
Yeah. There.
Hey, Q, you're in the other room.
Hi, Q. You'll hear this in about 5 seconds. So, what about your life experiences that you've had influence the music that you're putting out, that you're going to be putting out?
I'm depressed as fuck.
All right, let's go.
I've been suffering from clinical depression since I was a preteen.
Okay.
So I often view things from a dark angle. Of course, I incorporate humor because, the best humor comes from darkness, I think.
Yeah. And
I don't like shying away from dark things or dark subjects. I feel like there's times and places to joke about it. I feel like there's times where you have to be completely serious about things.
Yeah.
So, it's necessary. I enjoy food, like, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
food will be influencing.
Yeah, like, I'm certain you've heard a lot about you've gone through my discography. You've heard plenty of things about me being depressed, me being homeless in the past, food, comic books, video games. These are all things that make up parts of who I am. Are these the totality of me? No, I am a human being with thoughts and opinions, hashtag. But yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's about me trying to best express the things that are going on in my head so I can make sense of it. And at the same time, trying to make sure that if I see something that I feel is important for me to talk about in any facet, for me, it's always easier to have conversations. Well, not conversations. If my way of writing an essay about something is to put it in song format. Okay. Can I put things in a professional essay format? I can, but I can't go to a venue and read an essay on stage. I kind of wanna lead a horse to water through music and give some of my opinion on things, but at the end of the day, people are going to make whatever opinion they want. But yeah.
And with that in mind, actually, I think that's I want to know how much do you really care about people's opinions when it comes to what you put out? We're in an age right now where like cancel culture is like
my music?
Yeah.
I can't be canceled by chanting Miles and Mass Assault. I don't care. Like, so when let's go through my discography real quick. Hell if I know, I talk about things I'm interested in from my own personal truths, but I'm catering somewhat to, not to necessarily mainstream standards, but to sensibilities of how I think people will perceive things if they hear it. So I'm very careful. I'm still careful with my words, but I was careful to word things in a way where I didn't want things to get misconstrued. Flash forward to Michizure. Alex Jones' voice.
That is great.
Alex Jones' voice is on the record.
How do we get there? Real aside, and a quick aside, if you will. How do we get there? How do we get Alex Jones' voice on your album? If you're comfortable.
Next question.
Okay.
No, so like there are points where like I will on Michizure where I would very purposely like pull a riff from things that are very conservative and right-leaning talking points in order to make a talking point that's not that. Like on the song, I think it's Vault 22, I say, what is the line? Something don't care about. Statistics don't care about your opinions, much less holy books. And what is his name? Shapiro said, yeah, science doesn't care about your facts. I'm like, you're right. Science doesn't care about your opinions. You're right. It doesn't. But, and the but is actually looking at things that we know are objectively true. I saw this video a couple of days ago of Neil deGrasse Tyson having a conversation with Ben Shapiro, debate. And Ben Shapiro is talking about, trans people, it doesn't make any sense. You're either a man or a woman, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And Neil deGrasse Tyson is basically like, well, I care about the fact of things, right? So if I want to look at the fact of things, it's a fact that there are people who don't feel like they feel that they identify with the gender that they are assigned at birth. That's a fact that people feel like that. Now I'm going to not get into scanning brains that show people who are born as cis women have brains that largely look and react like the same brains of trans women. Trans women are women, just throwing that out there. But yes, looking at things, there's tons of observable phenomena in the world. And if something just happens once, that's an odd occurrence. It happens multiple times, it's fact. Or theory, if we want to.
Reality.
It's reality.
Yeah.
When I say theory, I don't mean it in the colloquial sense of how people say, I have a theory. No, you don't. You have a hypothesis. Is when something is repeatable through study, or it can be widely observed and basically taken to say, oh, this is a thing that definitely occurs, where it becomes theory. Like we would say, you breathe air. In science, that would be theory, because theory can be conflated with fact, because it is largely observed and is generally taken that this is a thing that does happen. So that's the sense of how I'm using the word theory in this conversation. So yada yada blah blah blah. He basically shuts Ben Shapiro down, saying yes, trans people are real. That's the whole gist of what I'm getting at in this conversation. So, but yeah, being able to take right-wing talking points to make things that are not right-wing conclusions, I found it, one, very funny, and two, I wanted people to not immediately get the idea where I'm going. I wanted people to kind of question, is Imp an alt-righter? No, I am not. I just kind of wanted to keep people on their toes and would give purpose to repeated listens, just so people can be like, what is the point that is trying to be made here?
Do you think... I wanted to actually ask this question. The thought process is, at least in, say, Buddhism, that to some degree life is pain.
Mine is.
What, if you feel comfortable answering, how...
What's good, Fendi?
What's up, Fendi?
Look inward, Fendi.
Oh! Damn!
I don't know if the chat's going to appear on any subsequent reruns of this. Fendi Pendergrass asked, where the hoes at? Look inward, my friend.
God damn. That, what about your pain? What parts of your pain influence your music? Influence not just the beats themselves, also the lyrics.
This is a painful question.
If you feel comfortable answering, you don't have to.
I don't mind.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Growing up, whether it was at home or in school or whatever, a lot of I was a shy nerd. I still am a shy nerd, but a lot of like when it comes to me trying to speak on anything, it was basically shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You'll change your mind when you're older. The pain that you're feeling is unimportant. You're a boy. Suck it up. I'm non-binary. But regardless of whatever gender or sex someone is, people have pain. I said before, I needed an outlet for it because I can't just continue to suffer on the inside. So whether I want to talk about how sad I am that I've had friends die, or some of the traumatic experiences that I've had to live through as a child and sometimes as an adult, I don't always feel comfy talking about that with people. Sometimes people will hear that and say, get over it. Sometimes people will be caring and sensitive to the things that you're going through. But just the way that my early experience has been tinted, it's kind of affected how hard it is for me to have those conversations with people. So sometimes when I write songs, I will put wall after wall of metaphor to talk about a thing. And sometimes people won't always get what it is I'm referring to. It might just be a line. It could be an entire stanza where I'm talking about something, but I'll put my walls up as to not make it the most opaque to people or most transparent to people. I don't know which one.
Explicit,
yeah,
transparent,
sure.
Word.
Yeah. And sometimes I do talk about things where I'm like, yeah, I have a bad nicotine habit. I drink to numb my pain away sometimes. Things that I shouldn't be doing, but it's the fact of the matter is I do. So yeah, that's kind of where a lot of my lyrical stuff reflects my life.
What are the things that, let's just say this way, what are the influences that you've noticed help produce the highs in your life? And I don't mean like a weed high, though weed is a very viable option.
I don't smoke weed.
That's
so
fine.
I don't.
Anyway, what are some of the influences in your life that produce those highs that, bring you joy?
Seeing other people happy. Like, you ever been to a concert and someone's about to hit this chorus and people are just all in it, they join in on the chorus. Mm-hmm. People who don't even know the lyrics are jumping up with joy and having a good time. Stuff like that. I did this recent DJing gig, and I'm playing this one song by No Name, and this woman who was there bolts to the fucking stage, right? No, the stage is like a table, mm-hmm. So she didn't like hop on stage and get kicked out or something. She bolts to the stage, and I move my headphones to the side. I'm like, "What's up? Is that a No Name song you're playing?" Yeah. What's the name of it? I love No Name. Never even heard this song. And I was like, yeah, it's the song was Rainforest.
Oh my gosh! Everybody dies a little, and I just want to dance tonight. That is Go on, I love that song.
Yeah.
I was waiting to hear what the song was.
Yeah, so
everybody cries a little.
but she was just so happy to have another song from an artist that she already really enjoyed, and it just warmed my poor little heart.
Yeah.
Stuff like that makes me happy. I enjoy eating new food. I enjoy being out in nature and seeing animals do their thing. You know, being around plants boosts serotonin, which automatically is like fucking great. I eat that. So I'm not really big on like huge bombastic experiences. Like, do I enjoy feeling things to the brink and like having some really big experiences? Yeah, but for the most part, I just like, you know, small simple things. It doesn't take much to keep me I wouldn't even say satisfied. It doesn't take much to keep me happy in that regard. I am a very depressed person. I wouldn't say that I am happy often, but I sometimes just notice small little things going on, and that just, you know, it gives me a bit of hope, gives me a bit of happiness, and it reminds me, yeah, whatever it is I'm going through is not the end all be all, and there's other things to just see and experience in life.
What would you say? There's two things that came to mind while you were talking. One, to people who are experiencing depression, and even if it's not depression, that weight, you want to talk about, they may not feel like they have the people in their lives to talk to about it. What would be a suggestion you would give to someone who wants to be there? Like, how, just from your experience personally.
What do you mean by be there?
Like, sure, there are kind people.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about that I've noticed and experienced, even because I've done this and had to check myself, is like, provide. You know, you hear your friends going through something.
Oh,
you
to
provide a solution.
provide solace for someone.
Yeah.
I generally ask, how can I best show up for you? Sometimes people just need someone to listen. And sometimes people need to go see a therapist. Sometimes people just need someone to listen to them. Sometimes people need or want solutions from someone else just to help figure out what decision to make or what avenue to take as far as getting out of the ditch that they've dug for themselves or that life has dug for them. I don't mean to blame what they're going through on this hypothetical individual. But yeah, like, just asking, how can I best show up for you, and getting the answer. Sometimes the answer might be, I don't know how you can. That I sometimes fall into that pit myself, where I just don't know what to tell them. But outside of that, you know, sometimes showing the smallest inkling of I care about you can be enough. Sometimes it's not. Life's hard.
Yeah.
Life is suffering. We don't have to suffer alone. There's nearly 8 billion people on this planet. We all have something going on. Some of us live very happy lives. Some of us live very shit lives. A lot of us are in the middle. Just, you know, I don't think it takes much to, you know, getting out of depression is a lot of work. But I don't think it takes much to show that you care. Being a little kinder can go a long way. Not being kind, but being a little kinder.
Okay.
Big difference.
What does that mean?
Here's an example. Instead of saying fuck you, you say screw you. You're not being kind.
Yeah. You're still saying what you want to say.
You're being a little kinder.
Yeah.
One of the things on my New Year's resolution list is to cuss people out more. Sometimes people need to get cussed the fuck out.
Straight up.
So that's on my list.
I think the shut the fuck up is a great use of that.
Mm.
It solves a lot of problems. You were saying.
I think that was it. Like, not like yeah, be a little kinder, but at the same time, I'm telling people I'm gonna be cussing the fuck out of niggas who fucking deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon my French. Not everyone deserves it. I've definitely
French. I was American.
Oh Lord.
Started.
Mon putain de long.
There we go.
Anyway, yeah. Sometimes people deserve to be cussed the fuck out. I'm not saying I'm being cautious with when I choose to do that, but I'm definitely like gauging the situations that call for it. So have I cussed anyone out this year? Once. Yeah, I know, it's February 9th.
Damn.
It's only happened once. I'm surprised.
Hey.
I thought I'd be at least at like 30 by now.
You keep a pretty solid camp though, and you tend to stay amongst your camp.
Generally speaking.
Yeah. Granted, you travel around on foot, same as me. Like, you know, you're liable to run into some fuck shit. That's what I call it, the fuck shit. Now outside this door, that's the Atlanta fuck shit. We're sitting on the balcony and we're just watching traffic happen.
Oh, Atlanta itself is built on fuck shit.
Constant fuck shit. It's amazing. It's built on top of another city that had fuck shit going on before the new one existed.
Mm-hmm.
So, foundational fuck shit. As fun and beautiful as the city is and can be. You gotta come to Botanical Garden with us. We're gonna go again at some point this year.
Bet.
You like being around plants. I like being around plants too. The other question I want to ask you, and we're gonna push onward towards finishing up this interview after this. Though you don't mind the larger bombastic experiences, you said you like to keep things pretty quiet and contained insofar as your scope, right? When it comes to performing or even organizing events, do you find a preference in either, or would you prefer a more intimate experience, or is there a preference that leans a little bit more toward the bombastic experiences?
Before I answer that, what's up, Apagion? Okay, now that I got that out of the way. So, all of my favorite shows that I've attended just to be part of it, have generally speaking been house shows.
Okay.
Like, we're in someone's basement, someone next to you is sweating profusely, it's hot. There's one random person off in the corner with their shirt off, with the door open, smoking a cigarette and blowing the smoke outside. Love that shit.
It's underground shit.
As far as my own shows, my favorite show that I've ever done, you were there actually. I played with the band No Static backing me. What's up to the No Static boys?
Shout out. That was a great night.
Oh, I had a fantastic time. You know how drunk I got?
Pretty drunk.
I had a fantastic time. That's been my favorite show that I've ever done. Which is weird for me because like that was in front of like about 200 people, I want to guess.
That's when we were in that backyard.
That big ass backyard.
The pot boil going on the other side of the.
I had to stay far away from that. My allergies were like, no, y'all don't have any food for people who can't eat seafood. It's cool. I got drunk. I can't complain. That's been my favorite show. But generally speaking, all my favorite shows have been like basement shows and shit. When it comes to like Fendi, you missed it. I did talk about that one. Yeah.
I love that. I just love that you can talk to. Eddie's responding. That's exactly how it's supposed to be, so I don't give a fuck. It's just great.
Yeah.
So it's more intimate though. It's like even that show that you were speaking to with that boil. That shit was. I know you have shellfish allergy, but that shit was delicious. For someone who did.
Hey, by all means, if I could still eat shellfish, I didn't develop this allergy till later in life.
Gotcha.
But if I still could, trust and believe, that shit looked delicious.
Yeah, that crawfish boil was slap.
I couldn't eat it. I wish I could have. I could not.
Yeah.
But yeah, small shows. I've done my fair amount of like shows that were larger, but the intimate ones allow me to like, you know, I get to meet whoever's there.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite things to do is like walk up to someone and be like, "Hi, what's up?" And make brief conversation. That's cool. And they're like, "Huh?" And had no clue that I was supposed to be an act or whatever, or getting to meet just other cool musicians who just pulled up, might not know me. Like if any of my friends are there, I'm not like super like I have to be ready at a moment's notice to do something and don't have to be super on edge. I get to talk, meet people, see all the old friends. Everything's a little more laid back.
I like that too. I hope we get to put some events together. I really do. I think that would be really tight. I don't have to go there right now. I was getting really... You all missed this record that we were doing earlier while we were testing where Imp was rapping. I was losing my shit. You are, of a lot of the rappers and MCs I've heard out here, personally, your sound and direction is like one of my favorites.
Thank you.
I have listed out I think 3 or 4 people when I was talking to Ali, because Ali also hits that for me too. I think Radix got a solid sound, and I think Hip Hop Heavy's got a solid sound too. I think when it comes to rapping and bringing it all together, it's phenomenal. The music that you put and that you create with others or just solo is an excellent compliment, and it is a testament to how hard you've worked to find and improve and innovate on your sound. I would personally appreciate it if you are interested, if you would play a 15-minute set for us live.
Just because you asked.
Thank you. I asked days ago. This is already happened. See how I broke that? Y'all thought oh, he's asking right now. No, motherfuckers. This was a part of the experience.
If I may, allow me to roll a cigarette before I begin.
Look, you may, okay?
Thank you kindly.
I wish I knew how to roll cigarettes.
I can show you.
I appreciate it. My brother's tried to show me how to roll other things. I'm playing. I've had a lot of friends try to teach me how to roll. I'm not great at it.
Neither am I.
I keep glass and other apparatuses around as a result. But you did that so well. Proceeds to say not good. Anyway.
I'm good with my hands.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, everyone. So we're going mics off. Are we doing mics off for this?
I was going to do vocals though.
You're going to do vocals?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was asking. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are.
Everyone, I'm going to be quiet, particularly quiet. I'm actually going to change up our environment a little bit here. I feel like this is an appreciated spectrum. We're here for it. You are good to play whatever the fuck you want. I'm going to shut the fuck up. I'm going to put on 15 minutes. I'm going to... Oh, it says 15:13:00 on that bitch. Boom. Switch over to this right here. I'm going to go... Have fun, the Uncanny Imp. You're good to go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Check. Do my vocals sound good? I'm asking you. Do my vocals sound good compared to the beat?
Go for it.
I watch friend turn foe. The world got different avenues. What you ready to die for? Live for? No excuse. I talk to mannequins on the daily. They do the speaking. Went to therapy mainly because they can keep a secret. I Lit my cigarette on a Bunsen burner, dungeon lurker, paranoid in my drunken fervor. Another murmur in my ear, I hit the deck, hallucinating silhouettes. Rumination, discontent, produce frustration, immensely dread where all of these civilians live. Accumulated disrespect, my spirit dwell on a ship of sin and cosmos. Distant guests disallow, just about earth explicit pledge. I introspect, so checking myself. Good education, but bad health. I spit SARS on beats. Vindication is mad rep. Talk of leaps, I'm Coltrane and Space Dog. I make giant. Dripped out in the R-wing, dissolve peace with a riot. Mac to be smart bombs, I slaughter a space time, but jeweled hands get plundered around these parts. A monkey brand get torn asunder by Fleet Fox. I've been alone for a minute, itinerant lifestyle ended. I'm scared of pestilence, infected, the best to spit. I am attested, kept the mask on like last things on Halloween. My method is rancor, pen the moleskin, make fatality. The only way you will enter my inner sanctum is dead. No cronies acting bitter can ever bank on my head. Meal dawn peace to the missus. The anguish she wears, a moment of check. Government could enact or amend like circumstances prevent. Waiting at my strategies next. Slowly is seasick. Uncanny is ill. For a teacher, biological warfare disappearing. For it creeping. Biologic pros here get X'd up by the demon. What you macking on? Flirting with death, holding that microphone. Anthrax on it, leave that mic alone. Lazarus crisis on foundation full of sycophants. A pack full of mindless drones. My mighty pros, time approach. How you gonna deny my throne? Laser cannons, guard doors, then again floorboards, core attackers. I am the God MC dog. See him try to get it all backwards.
Check.
I've had visions of doom, fin thankful. In the streets of Manhattan, I pray the rain comes soon. What dirty does, got soiling green inside the beef wrap. Crab shoots in the jungle up to Sinclair, gotta eat fast. Something sinister led us here. Worse than you didn't. Clearly conflict is riddles here. How does murder world bypass all the OSHA violations? Dark Phoenix gets scot-free with total annihilation. Tony Stark's wanna Wu-Tang sword inside the atmosphere. Gazillionaire engineer. It don't make a difference here. Pick a pair of parties, a civil war in Congress. You can get Captain America, still die from starving. Both the options. Million ways to die. You can never tell. Delta 8 legal law will say that you were selling L's and serve a ticket. Old sentences deserve a better deal. Put them back on the block quick. We call it curb appeal. Goddamn circus here. Streets rob Kirkman here. You ain't invincible. You can walk with the dead. Dollars and cents don't mean grind when you gotta connect. Not talking plugs of Wi-Fi. I mean your homies and friends. Look, living off borrowed time. The clock don't tick. In this marvelous necropolis, the bottom of hell, a wanderer says, hey, this is obviously fate. Marked by his zest up until monsters ascend. Watch them stop to refresh. Horde hit, apartments condemned. Barricade the door and kneel. Ain't no God he can beg to. Look, whose ways are strange when it's time to survive. Pray when it's danger safe and we laugh at gods. A lot of stuff happens that the news won't tell you. Politicians invested body bags, headstones, tombs, rude. Coin tell stock you out of bond ballroom. With all vaccines from foreign lands, variants in the world, boom. King of the dead, siege perilous, courageous, can't take my citadel. Infantrymen storming me, hit in a fist, guillotine the neck. Sleep with the dead, I'm clearly exempt, fuck these old cats. Secret wars of public dignitaries constant. Eat the scorn to me, it all means nothing. Hold your insulting tongue and mark my words. Well, I've seen infinite futures. Each I've heard tell of your demise. If walls could tall eye holes in acrylic's frame, God dictate a conqueror, all same, different name. He who remains at the end of time has gotta be one miserable being. Look, what's left behind? What's the game for real? Let's settle on the first. Real danger, freedom, love, goodness, sin. In the latter silence, nothing left but comfort to sit and watch time unfold. The victor dies alone, yo. Overhead, wings, graceful approaches. Angels of vultures. Over.
Okay.
Requirement, Saddle Ridge horde for the home team. Rivals with all who misspoke a little old me. Mass recoupment in my diagram. Mind on black box, I'm Arsene Lupin with the sleight of hand and the mask on. Stylist is market tire master every cash crop. I be Makari to any wiretap in the task force. Back off, you might need security. Jamie Foxx dreams on Asia Thoth. Cousin asleep is my baby mom's. Long way to go. Privilege wanna pocket my loose change. Wanna pain in my family tree. Showcase a new face. Faulty frame don't recognize the old plates on new faith. Miss me with the dead alliances. Dog on Luke Kane. Bootcase with the animated. New rain on aberration. Been feeling myself like picking the scab wound. Schemes on higher aspiration. Bad will assassination. Throw dogs to the reef, but trust they'll throw it back soon. I want to play that one. I don't mind doing this one. Amazement in this maze of life. So hazy, bright green switch to metal, immune to toxins. Dive in the case of light. Immunity would be new to me. Impunity couldn't save a life. I got a voice. Hoping that my mama had to raise me right. Cause I've been raised in hell like Atlas carry the globe. Got the good fight, made the beat, but I am barely composed. I ride the rhythms versus EC. My methods to cope. I got memories buried deep. I would not dare to approach. Flash a smirk and give a nod like faces, not a facade. Real joke is conditioning. Now I'm guarding my door. Build fortresses against the future. Just posed by some fools forced to sit with my abusers. Human hosted, not my wolves. Tartuffe, the imposter. Hit the line if you need it. Don't believe it, pattern reading. Call it how I see it. Reason being, anguish bequeathed. I got your fall to the face. Jump on is what I say. You resume playing Tekken. People size of betrayal like they're adorned in decay. Aerobic microorganisms spread all over the place. Treated below the appraised. Anxiety coded seeking attention. Hold his place with the plates. I'm prone to keeping my lips sit. I ain't over no things. I beat it down into my psyche. I ain't showing no grace. I'm dreaming about getting my piece. Also roll for the pace. Beeping wild. Keep my eyes peeled. Don't stroke for my pain. Here and now they define me.
was the original, the one and only, the motherfucking Uncanny Imp.
I'm actually the clone.
Oh shit! I got the wrong person.
No, there's three of us. There's three of us. One's making beats right now. The other one's taking footage, and the last one's here.
Oh, well, I guess that's what you mean by save the best for last. See, I'm learning little by little. Shout out, thank you to everyone that tuned in. And normally I give gifts to people.
Where's the butt? Oh, there is no butt.
There is no butt. So, I like going to conventions. The thing that bugs me about going to conventions is the lack of like original creativity, like what we get with what we just heard from you. There's nothing wrong, I should say, there's nothing particularly unoriginal about recreating something you've seen. So seeing all those Narutos and X-Men's and all these different renditions of shit we all know and love that other people have made is cool. That's fine. That's not what the fuck I've seen a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a brand called Quinoa Monster that stood out to me a ton.
You said quinoa monster?
Quinoa Monster. Quinoa.
You're talking about the food, the dish that you eat with your hands.
Yeah,
Quinoa.
I think so. Yeah. They were an outfit. They travel. I want to say they're from the north. I want to say Canada or Illinois. I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Did you say Canada or Illinois?
Yeah, well, those are very different areas. That's both very north. It's all of them play. No, I don't remember, but I know I got a chance to meet the owner. I thought her designs were really cool. I got a chance to meet her friends some years later again, and I just like to stay up on what they're doing when they're out and about around Atlanta. And so I wanted to make sure that to accompany the original style, the independent producer that is the Uncanny Imp, that the Uncanny Imp received a gift from me, who I got this from an original artist as well.
Thank
Super
you.
dope. Feel free to open it up.
Thank
It's
you
yours.
kindly.
That shirt is I believe it's called laundromat shirt, but it's the nature of what's in the shirt.
Do I need my knife to open this?
You can use it. You don't have to. You can.
I don't see an opening in
You
it.
can just pull plastic. You can just pull it open with your Incredible Hulk hands.
Incredible Hulk. First off,
Oh.
X-Men. Thank you.
Oh.
Second of all, I'm not using my teeth, River.
You could use your teeth. That would be impressive.
I'll save that for when I'm playing guitar.
Gotcha. This shirt made me think of you.
Thank you. I love the color palette on this. My gosh. Let's show this off to the good folks at home. I assume everyone's at home watching this.
It's called Plant Boy, actually.
It's called Plant Boy?
Yeah, it's the name of the shirt.
Aw. I love this. This is very cute. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to wear this. I'm not taking my shirt off on cam to put this on.
I'm sorry.
Y'all gotta pay
everybody.
for that.
I'm sorry, everybody. You will have to go to the Uncanny Imp's Chatterbait or OnlyFans channels to find them with their shirt off.
I don't use that name on there, so you're gonna have to do some digging to find that.
Oh, okay, never mind. Paywalls again. The only Imps. Shut up. That's fucking solid. Just like that fucking said. That was so dope. I love hearing you rap.
Thank you.
Visions of Doom, I told you, and I'm standing by it. I still fight. I still train. I'm training for a fight right now as we have Fat Kid Night tonight. It's Fat Kid Night.
Fucking Fat Kid Night.
Burritos and tacos, and cheese and shit. That
There's no
causes
sauce in this. Where's your bag? There was sauce in your bag.
I threw my bag away. You took the sauce. Wait, no. There's more. There's got to be more sauce. There's sauce right here. You put the sauce out. Here. That's the sauce. That's for you.
Hi. Let me get a
beefy 5-layer burrito.
Because I've retired munchies from my live sets. I'm not doing it live anymore. I'm just not.
What was I about to say? Oh, Visions of Doom is a song I want to walk out to. I can't imagine.
Oh, before you get into your fights?
Before when I walk into the ring. That's gonna be my very first ring walk song. After that, I'll play other shit I might like or Visions of Doom. So hear someone walking out to the words "I've had visions of doom." Fing Fang Foom is going to be both
That's a nightmare.
a nightmare and extremely confusing because when they hear the words Fing Fang Foom, they're probably gonna be like,
If they've read enough Marvel comics, they'll be like, oh shit.
yeah, they should be fucking worried. I'm looking forward to it. That's in March, so hopefully I'll get a choice of song as the amateur fight. But
Can I get that filmed?
Yeah, we'll have that shit filmed. Yeah.
Okay, great.
I want to make sure that you get that. No,
I want to cross from.
You want the record of this?
Yes, please.
Okay, I will send that to you too by tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Saturday. I'll definitely have a clip of this up on Saturday.
Take your time.
I've been trying to. Giving myself grace.
You deserve that.
You deserve it too.
Oh.
You damn right. No, don't be shocked. You deserve to give yourself grace too.
I wasn't shocked. I was trying my best to be humble.
I'm not gonna do that. That cheese was on the floor. We're done here. We don't have to talk to you all anymore. Wait, what? Why is it that whenever someone gets Taco Bell, it looks delicious. When I get Taco Bell, it looks like someone split a used diaper. Damn.
Those are exactly the words I want to hear while I'm eating.
Yeah.
Thank you for making me think about a used diaper.
No, but your
filled
Taco
with
Bell is
spit.
delicious. It looks good. It looks commercial, is what they're saying.
Yeah, but now I'm thinking about what they said.
Don't even think about the diapers while eating a burrito.
Don't say it again. I'm trying to enjoy myself.
Everybody, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you had a great night. Thank you, Uncanny Imp. Thank you, Imp, for joining this experience. I always have a lot of fun. I love and particularly enjoy the nature of how our conversations go. They flow, the ups and the downs.
Mm-hmm.
So to anyone who might have thought something was a little bit weighty, good. You need some weighty shit in your life, okay? We all need it. Just like that Sentinel needs to hold down the corner over there in that Marvel tournament going on behind the Uncanny Imp, so you missed the Sentinel part.
It's okay. I hate Sentinels.
I get it. Good night, everybody.
Have a good one, y'all. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Before we leave, where can people hear your music?
All right, so you have two options. One, you can go to TheUncannyImp.com. My entire discography and my EPK will be located there. You can find music videos, music, stuff. Or, alternatively, you could send a carrier pigeon to a joystick.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I will be at Cartridge. A carrier pigeon will just fly up and give me the note. I'll say, "Oh, here you go," and it'll sing you some music.
Yeah. I've actually had that happen before, and it was extremely efficient.
Yeah, I
I
know.
hadn't really considered how efficient carrier pigeons were until then. It was raining too. That's what's fucked up.
Yeah. A lot of people think carrier pigeons are extinct. Nah, fool. I got 3.
Yeah. Hands you a USB right after. So I banned Moobot McPanther. I banned them because I haven't changed it. So thank you though. It's okay. We're
Thank you for putting the link in the chat, RC.
seriously. And Ambience, thank you for putting it in earlier.
Everyone, thank you for showing up and
Yeah,
listening
thanks
to
for
me talk and ramble for
It's been about
2 hours.
almost 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
Yeah, we're gonna watch kung fu movies.